I wasn't expecting to have to put together another video so late at night and after I had spent so much time on the CBA video that I released earlier today. But we have breaking news. Rats! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the CC Report. This is the second video in one day that I've released, and it's going to be about the CBA yet again. The midnight deadline has come and gone, and we still have no collective bargaining agreement. This is not a surprise. I just spent 40 minutes earlier today talking about it, but we do have some breaking news to talk about, and some statements from both the WNBA and the WNBA Players Association to talk about. And so both of these organizations have released statements in the past hour or so talking about the deadline for the collective bargaining agreement deadline having passed. And so, first of all, thanks to Annie Costabile, her Twitter account, this is the WNBA statement. Let's read it together. The current collective bargaining agreement has expired, and negotiations with the Women's National Basketball Players Association remains ongoing. As the league experiences a pivotal time of unprecedented popularity and growth, we recognize the importance of building upon that momentum. Our priority is a deal that significantly increases player salaries, enhances the overall player experience, and supports the long-term growth of the league for current and future generations of players and fans. Pretty boilerplate, pretty standard, nothing that you would not expect for a league statement in this situation to contain. Let's now go through the WNBAPA's statement. Again, thanks to Annie Costabile for putting this up here. At midnight, the 2020 WNBA-WNBPA collective bargaining agreement will expire. Despite demonstrating our willingness to compromise in order to get a deal done, the WNBA and its teams have failed to meet us at the table with the same spirit and seriousness. Instead, they have remained committed to undervaluing player contributions, dismissing player concerns, and running out the clock. Today's display of an inflatable rat, a universal symbol of labor protest outside of the NBA store, calls attention to how the league and its teams have handled these negotiations. By delaying and clinging to the status quo, they are jeopardizing the livelihoods of players and the trust and investment of fans, all in the name of preserving regressive provisions that no longer belong in women's basketball. Players care deeply about their fans and take pride in honoring that loyalty every time they take the court. The league's tactics harm current and future players, marginalize the very people who show up for the game in communities across the country. This misguided approach will not work. In the face of the league and team's actions, the players remain undeterred, unafraid, and unwavering in their commitment to doing what is necessary to secure a transformational new CBA. This agreement must include a salary system tied to a meaningful share of the revenue that would not exist without player labor, mandate professional working conditions, and require protections that honor the players who built this league and set the next generation up for success. Make no mistake, pay equity is not optional and progress is long overdue. We urge the league and its teams to meet this moment. The players already have and will continue to do so. That's quite a contrast in statements regarding the CBA. On the one hand, we've seen the WNBA statement. It is boilerplate. It doesn't give much away. It's pretty much exactly what you would expect. From the WNBPA, this is what you get. And I'm sorry, but whoever is advising the WNBA Players Association on public communications needs to be fired and get another person in there immediately, because what they have been doing, not only with this statement here, but with every single statement that the WNBA Players Association has ever released since I have been following the league, it has been unprofessional, it has been not productive or counterproductive, it has been inflammatory, and it has been amateur, to be perfectly frank. What are we talking about with the word inflatable rat? Why does that appear in such an official document as a press release regarding the cessation of the current CBA and the non-extension of the CBA. This is a pivotal moment in time, and they seem to understand that part of the argument. However, they're just treating it like a playground argument that they're having. There is no sense of seriousness that is happening in this statement, or indeed in any of the statements that have been released officially by the Players Association, harkening back to when they demanded justice and they saw us for wanting Christine Brennan to be banned from the league. Another juvenile and ridiculous ask made by the Players Association in much the same language as what we see here. I had to do some research on what the hell this inflatable rat was about, because it didn't make any sense to me, and here is what I have found. The inflatable rat symbol, as depicted here, this is not the actual picture of the inflatable rat that is in question, but this is another one like that. It's apparently Scabby the Rat, which is a universal symbol of labor force, often used by unions, especially in New York City, to signify labor unrest. Okay, great. That's fine. You can have these cute little rats or whatever, but if you actually want to be taken seriously as a national organization, this is not the way to do it. If you're trying to take control of the public narrative, this is not the way to do it. If you want to be taken seriously, you need to have serious people at the table, and that includes your public communications. This is not it. And to be perfectly honest, every single time that we've seen Nafisa Collier sit down, every single time that we've seen Nneka Ogwumike sit down, every time we've seen Breanna Stewart sit down, for whatever good they may be trying to do in terms of their public sentiment, they are also simultaneously damaging their public sentiment by presenting unserious argumentation and unserious rhetoric to the public. There are people that are investing millions upon millions of dollars into the WNBA and into rival organizations, and this is the type of language that you're presenting them with as the standard and the bastion of your league's leadership or your players' leadership. This is not good representation, and honestly, it makes me really question what the rhetoric is like behind closed doors. We've heard Stewie talk about how she believes that a deal can be done by February 1st. I would say that that is an ambitious date, but Stewie says that she believes it. Fee says that she believes that they can get a deal done as well. Nneka Ogwumike, in the article that we examined earlier today, also says that she believes that we can get a deal done. But frankly, this rhetoric, this sort of rhetoric that is being publicly released by the Players Association, presumably that has been vetted by professional writers, to me, it's amateurish, and it makes me question whether or not these are actually serious people negotiating behind closed doors. And the unwillingness to budge in terms of public sentiment from the same rhetoric that we've heard over and over and over again, it's not building on anything. People are getting tired of this rhetoric. People have heard it all before, and the message that you are continually sending is not a message that is effective towards anybody that is still listening. Many of the people that you are trying to get on your side have already tuned out, and the people that have not tuned out are tuning out because you are continually saying the same thing over and over again. Even in this statement, pay equity is not optional. Progress is long overdue. Great. We've already heard the argumentation that you've presented about pay equity in the past many, many times. We've already heard your ad hominem attacks against the league and how unprofessional and how they're unwilling to compromise. We've heard that before. We've heard that many, many times before. There's nothing new here that you're saying. You're not advancing the ball in the area of public sentiment at all. And to me, the biggest problem with this statement is that you are calling out the league on their professionalism, on their seriousness, that you are saying that you are coming to the table in good faith and with serious bargaining ambitions. And in that same statement, you are talking about an inflatable rat. That is not serious talk. It is not serious talk on a public level, and if this is what's happening behind closed doors, it's no wonder that you're not getting any motion. So the bottom line is this. I have no idea what's going on behind closed doors, but if the rhetoric that is happening behind closed doors in any way, shape, or form resembles this rhetoric that has been released tonight, it is not a good sign for the WNBA Players Association's ability to engage in serious and deep negotiation. And it makes me question, because of the fact that they have no other arguments, and because of the fact that they continually use the same rhetoric in every single statement that they put out without evolving the argument at all, it makes me question whether they are able to make a meaningful negotiation. At the end of the day, this is just a juvenile statement, and I cannot believe that a serious organization would put out such a piece of garbage. That's been the CC Report. Like and subscribe, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the next one.